So this is the Reddit story that went viral over the weekend. I don't know why it went super viral, but we'll read the title to you. A woman says off a Reddit thread. The Reddit thread is called, oh man, I don't even have the tab up. And the Reddit thread is called True Off My Chest. A woman says, I think I destroyed our relationship trying to compliment my boyfriend. She goes on to say, my boyfriend and I are both 28 years old and together for 2.5 years. Yesterday night, we were drinking and one thing led to another. And I tried to compliment him by saying he is not someone who I would hook up or be a friends with benefits with, but marry. I thought everything was fine, but he seemed extremely distraught after that. I realized how he understood it and tried to clarify it, but he is still the same this morning. He told me he needs space to think for a while and left the house. All my friends tell me I messed it up, and guys tell me it's not a compliment, and most men will understand it differently. I think I destroyed our relationship, and I am panicking right now. Now, this post caused a huge ruckus. So, like, all the guys are like, obviously, they were just like, this is, why would you tell him that? And there were even some women on Twitter trying to act like there was nothing wrong with what she said. And they were trying to, because obviously it looks bad. Obviously it looks bad. But I take this post like this. This is my opinion on this post. Because obviously she fucked up. And if the guy is smart enough, he needs to make sure. I'm not saying don't be with her no more, but just know you better not marry this broad. Right? But bottom line is this. He should be thanking his lucky stars. He knows how she truly feels about him. This is the beauty of, this is why I say this is actually a positive about today's women or dating in general. The game is open, meaning the jig is up. All the tricks that women in the past, whatever, they could just pull on men, that stuff doesn't work anymore. And now there's a large percentage of young women that don't know how to, even though they still know how to manipulate, but we know the manipulation games. And then on top of that, they don't even know the intricacies of not to say something like this, right? And this is the proof. This is the proof I have, right? So, because it was a lot of, I'm talking about, there was a lot of men and women arguing about this over Twitter. But I always say this. I'll say it like this. Any woman that is trying to argue for the girl on this topic, they're just gaslighting you. It's almost the same thing with the whole I'd rather trust a bear thing. They're just gaslighting you. The proof I have, the actual Reddit thread, which is full of normies. Reddit is usually full of normies, right? So when I read the story off of the original Reddit post, look at all the comments said I'm talking about with normie girls and normie dudes was like, oh, you fucked up. Look at the comments. Why would you even say that? Another comment. I completely understand what you were trying to say, but as all other commenters here have pointed out, what you've actually said is something along the lines of, I've hooked up with better people who are more my type before. Rookie mistake. You were supposed to be saying dumb ish like this in high school so you wouldn't mess up here. That's because usually by the time women hit like the 28 years old mark, they know they're so manipulated of the game. They already know not to do that. They already know not to say nothing like that, even though a lot of them feel that way. And that's another thing I want dudes to understand. Do you know how many women actually feel that way? They feel that way. They just don't say it. This is why really this guy was handed a gift, because a lot of people don't understand when we tell dudes, guys, if you're dating a girl past a certain age, like it will say like 26, 25, she's now, the dudes that she's looking for is somebody that she would deem below her when she was in her early 20s. So if she's looking for a guy like you now and she's like if she's 26, 27, 28, she's on predatory mode trying to look for a sucker that's going to give her a ring, right? Case in point, in this story, she said, oh, I'm 28 years old. We've been dating for almost 3 years. So she met him right when her looks is about to kind of that 25, 26-year-old mark. She was able to find a mark, no pun intended. And she almost had him sealed up until she started talking. Right. So look at more of these, the Reddit comments. Look at the Reddit comments, because these are from the normies. He said, I think you meant to say he's too good, but it sounds like he's bad. So the normies already know you're not supposed to even say that. And then I remember I saw via all the nonsense via Twitter, right? I remember seeing a woman, literally, she made the tweet. She said, any woman that is trying to say that the woman didn't say nothing bad, you're just gaslighting the men. She just jumped. This is a black woman too, mind you. She said, you're gaslighting. And I want men to understand when you see women actually argue stuff like this, because it went crazy over Twitter. And there was a lot of guys that got upset because they were just like, how can women be so unempathetic? And I'm like, well, that's just what they are. You got to understand. Yes, women will try to argue this, even though it's clear, even from the normies, they're just like, you messed up. And even in the story, the woman says she went to her female friends because she said, all my friends tell me I messed it up. And then she said, all the guys told me it's not a compliment. So she went to her normie female friends and her normie male friends, and they both said she fucked up. So that already tells me everything I need to know. So this is why I didn't even want to really do this story, but I'm definitely not going to argue on Twitter, because I was like, this specific story went crazy on Twitter over the weekend. I remember, I don't know if this post got viral via this Twitter account, but I just remember a lot of people started reposting this story, and then you actually started seeing women on Twitter arguing this. Oh man! Oh, look at this comment right here. Somebody said here, XX is one a man that's wants a man that's smart enough to be useful but dumb enough to be used. Bottom line. Bottom line right there. But yeah, so I hope people aren't like taking this so seriously. It really shouldn't have went viral. It should have been something that just went crazy, maybe off Reddit, and then people just move on. But it went viral because there were women trying to act like that she said nothing wrong. Well, like I said, if you have a woman arguing stuff like this, or the bear topic, right? They're just gaslighting you. Do not engage, because even the normies know this is wrong. Even the normies. Let's see. More. Let me see if I can look at more comments. But yeah, you guys get the gist. That's why I don't even have to even go into, oh man, she really disrespect. Of course she disrespected him. Now, as it pertains to the man in the story, God showed you what you needed to see. If you ignore God right here, whoever this dude is, if you ignore what God just literally showed you, it's on you. Because this will be the same. I hope, because what happens now, because now women are kind of showing who they really are, because a lot of them don't have the tact like women of the past did about their dual mating strategies, right? So because women don't have the tact, they don't even realize, they don't know how to treat a man. They don't know how to compliment. They don't know. They'll think they're complimenting you right here, but like in this situation, but they're dissing you, right? So women don't have that same tact like they did in the past. That's the beauty of today's women, because they will just expose themselves. If you just let them. I don't ever judge women when we're meeting face to face, but as soon as they start talking, they just tell me everything I need to know. So that's why I actually think this is a victory for this guy, for her to tell him that. So now he knows where he stands. So hopefully a guy like that is not all up in my comment section. You know what I'm saying? When I'm saying like OJ ain't do nothing wrong to Nicole and all them people. So he's not going out of his way to act like women really care about stuff like that. And really, this is how they really feel about you. You know what I'm saying? So I had to sneak that in there. I had to sneak that in there.